so I mentioned a moment ago we've got some sugar, ordinary sugar, sucrose. And I am going to measure out 50 milligrams of this stuff. And again, kind of moving you around here and showing you what I'm doing, using a little electronic balance to do that. I need 50, I said milligrams a moment ago. I mean grams, not milligrams. Actually, this is a little slow. Let me just dump some in there. What do we got? 30 something, 40 something. All right. Wow, that's good. Almost precisely 50. It doesn't actually have to be perfect for what we're doing today. All right. So, cool. Let's move you again to getting a little view of our fume hood here. All right, so I'm going to be putting that sugar into a little beaker for our experiment. Just ordinary white table sugar. I'm going to add some water to it. Got a little device for adding some water. I'm going to add about 50 milliliters of water, just to moisten the sugar up a little bit. And stir that a little bit, just to get that moisture kind of stirred in. Little water, little H2O mixed in with my sugar. Remember that sugar's got, among other things, it's got carbon in it. And oxygen, some other elements as well. All right, so a little mixture of sugar and water. I'm going to pause. Do you have any questions before I continue? I want to make sure you all can see me and hear me okay. Questions? Okay. Let me try to move you over here for a better view. Hopefully that works pretty well. Okay, cool. So the next thing I've got, though, is some acid. I've got some sulfuric acid. We'll talk about the chemical makeup for that another day, but briefly it's got some hydrogen in it and some sulfur and some oxygen. And I'm going to use my graduated cylinder here to measure out 30 milliliters of acid. A little too much there. I misread that. Let me put some of that back. Don't need that much. Don't want to go overboard too far. All right, good enough. And what I'm going to do next, guys and ladies, is I'm going to pour that acid in with the sugar mixture. We're going to isolate some carbon through this. Now I'm going to be turning on a fan here, because it's going to fume a little bit. And so hopefully the fan might make it hard for you to hear me, but hopefully we can still see okay, right? Okay. Are there any questions before I do that? All right. So I'm going to pour it in, mix it a little bit to just get the different parts, and then I'm going to kind of get out of the way after that gets going. And notice the color change. Well, let's stir a little bit more. Oh, there she goes. Well, what do you think, folks? Questions, guys, ladies?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please, go right ahead.
Is it still edible?
I don't think so. In fact, no, I'm not actually going to do that. It's actually very hot. It would burn my hands right now if I tried to pick that up. And I can't even touch this. That would be bad because the reaction happens so quickly that there's still some unreacted acid in there, and it would very likely burn my fingers, you know, an acid burn. But what we're seeing here is mostly carbon, a bunch of pure carbon. Other questions? All right, I'm going to let that continue to vent a little bit.